Hello, welcome to your mat. My name is Meghan Coy. We'll begin in seated today. So bring your shoulders back over your hips, sit nice and tall. Close your eyes and allow yourself to connect with your breath. Taking nice, long, slow inhales into the belly and allowing the breath to leave just as slowly as it came in. So we begin with this breath here in seated, and then as we move through our practice, we continue with these same long, slow, deep breaths. Today's practice will be focused on detoxification of the body, so we will be doing quite a few twists and belly compressions. All right, let's go ahead and come out of our seat here, and then make your way all the way down onto your back. We'll start with wind removing pose. So we'll give a little squeeze. Pull that right knee up and in, left leg long. Pull the knee up to the shoulder around the rib cage, giving a little squeeze, and then switch to the left knee, straightening the right leg. Give a squeeze and back to the right. So sort of bicycling the legs here, moving nice and slowly, exhaling as you pull the knee in to the chest, and then inhaling as you switch. Good. Getting in that left side now. Back to right. And the left. Both knees in, give them both a little squeeze. And then plant your feet on the mat, goalpost your arms, feet and knees hip width apart. Drop your knees gently to the left, back to the middle, and over to the right. So continuing just like this, left and right, windshield wipering the knees here. So getting just a gentle twist in the back. Good. One more time each side. And then pull your knees in, take hold under the backs of your thighs and start rocking back and forth. So we'll do just a few rocks here. Good, and then pause in boat pose, Navasana. And you can keep your hands behind your thighs here or release the hands. Notice my spine here is really long and straight, so resist collapsing in the back here. Good, now release. Now begin to roll again, and this time I want you to build up some momentum here. Rocking back and forth one more time, making your way into a standing forward fold. Good, don't worry if it wasn't graceful this time, maybe next time. Bring your feet hip bones distance apart. Hinge forward at the waist and find ragdoll pose. So opposite hand to opposite elbow crease. You can bend your knees a little or a lot here. They don't need to be straight. And let your head be heavy, your torso be heavy. Maybe add a little sway side to side. Good. Release the left hand down between the feet. Bend the left knee, keeping the right leg straight, and reach the right hand up. So we're finding a gentle twist here, as well as a stretch along the IT, that outer right thigh. Good, remember to breathe. There you go, and release. Place the right hand down between the feet, bend the right knee, keep the left leg straight, and reach the left arm up. Now I've twisted my head to gaze up towards my lifted hand, but feel free to gaze down or just relax your head if that feels better for you. No need to strain your neck at any time. And release. Step both feet back and make your way into downward facing dog. So first one of the practice. Feel free to pedal out your feet here if you'd like. Kind of moving in and out of it here just to sort of convince your body that this is a good place to be. As always, you can bend your knees if that helps you get a long straight back. Heels can be lifted, but we're always trying to press them down a little deeper as we drive the tailbone up and back. Good. Bend the knees and come down into tabletop now. Moving straight into cow pose. Drop the belly down, gaze up, shoulders away from ears. And then on your exhale, cat pose. Round through the back like an angry cat. Inhale, cow pose, tailbone up. Exhale, cat, tailbone tucks under. Again, inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Find a neutral spine here and then sit back onto your heels here. So draw the knees together, and I'm going to turn my body so you can see better. So you're tucking the toes under into toes pose. Reach the left arm up and then find a side bend over to the right here. You can place your right fingertips on the mat beside you. Hold here and breathe. Draw the bottom ribs slightly forward and then release to center and switch to the opposite side. Good. So we're just getting the spine moving in its various directions as we begin our practice today. Very nice. Release. I turn myself back around here. All right. Walk your hands forward, toes back, come back into downward facing dog. You're driving the chest towards the thighs. Good. Heels come up. I want you to round through the back and snake forward into a high plank. And then lift the tailbone up back in a down dog. We're going to do that a couple more times. Lift the heels, round through the back, rolling forward into a high plank. Nice strong core here. Hips high, press back into downward facing dog. Yes, again, inhale, roll forward, moving slow as your breath. And then lower all the way down. Good. So moving into a cobra pose variation, elbows under the shoulders here, forearms like the number 11. Feet are hip width apart or a little wider. Press the tops of your feet down as you push into your forearms, driving your chest past your shoulders here. So driving the chest forward. Press your hips down, tailbone tucks slightly. Good. And release. I'm going to press up into high plank and then downward facing dog. Remember to breathe. Looking forward, go ahead and walk your feet to the top of your space. Halfway lift is your inhale, and then forward fold is your exhale. Rise all the way up, reach the arms up, gaze up, and then hands in prayer at heart center. Here we go, reach up, inhale. Draw the belly in as you hinge forward into a forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, and as you exhale, step back and lower all the way down. Cobra pose, different variation, hands under the shoulders, press the tops of your feet down, lift the shoulders up. Now, no weight in the hands this time. Good, remember to breathe here. And release, curl the toes under, press into high plank, and downward facing dog. Beautiful job, breathe here. On your next exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Feet are hip bones distance apart. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Hands to heart center. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward, leading with the heart. Halfway lift. Inhale, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, step back to your high plank and lower all the way down again. Feet a little wider than hip bones distance. Reach your hands behind you, clasping the fingers. You're going to lift the hand up and the shoulders up and then lift your legs as well. So this is a locust pose variation with the chest expansion here. Really reach that one fist back towards the heels, getting an opening through the chest. Good, release down, hands under shoulders, strengthen the legs as you rise up into high plank. Hips high, downward facing dog. Well done, breathe here. Each down dog, we take it just a little deeper as our body begins to open up and begins to heat up. Next exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift is your inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Root down, rise all the way up, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips all the way down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back, high plank, chaturanga here. Elbows graze the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog, thighs off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe. Good. Now walk your feet in just a little bit here. I want you to take your left hand to the outside of your right calf and then maybe gaze under the right shoulder. Good. So we're finding a little twist here from downward facing dog. Good. Release that one and then switch to the other side. So right hand to the outside of the left calf here. Beautiful. Remember to breathe. And release. Back into your downward facing dog, so lengthening the stance again. Good. Make your way forward to the top of your space. Well done. Halfway lift, inhale. And forward fold, exhale. Sit your hips down, Utkatasana, and breathe. Good. So if my feet are generally hip bones distance apart, you can always bring your feet together. Now draw your hands forward, hands touch. On your exhale, draw the right hand back. So finding a vertical twist here in our chair pose. Hips should stay pointing straight ahead. Hands come back together in front of you. And then open to the other side. Left hand comes back. That right hip and knee will want to come forward, so you want to pull that back. Finding that gentle twist through the spine. Good. Come back to center. Breath in here. And then airplane the arms and chest as you exhale. Pause here. So sitting low in the hips, chest stays lifted, palms face down. Good. Rise all the way up, lifting the left knee. Good. Clasp your hands around the left shin and pull that knee in just a little bit. Standing nice and tall in that right foot. Excellent. Hinge forward. Moving into airplane pose. Yes. So making a capital T here with the body. Chest stays lifted like we did in Cobra. Now bend the standing leg and hover. Hold there with that bent knee. Remember to breathe. Good. Now step it back. You may have to adjust a little bit here. We're coming into crescent pose here, or runner's lunge, whatever you like to call it. Back heel stays lifted, hips pointing straight ahead, arms reach up. Yes, good. Now draw the hands forward just like we did in our chair pose and reach the right hand back. Hold here and breathe. Notice if you came out of your lunge, come back in, drop the hips down. Good. Hands come back together in front of you. Then reach them up. Good. Hands to the mat. And step down into half splits. So I've grabbed hold of my blocks here. If you have blocks, great. If you don't, you can use anything else that's sturdy. Or you can not use them at all. But you want to keep your spine long and straight and keep your chest drawing forward. Now pull the right hip back just a little bit as you draw those right toes in. Good. Now come forward into a crescent moon. So this is just like your crescent lunge, but the back knee is down. Reach the arms up and maybe find a little back bend here through the upper back, lifting with the chest. Beautiful, but remember to breathe. Good. Release. Hands to the mat. Step it back. And chaturanga. Come on through to upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Breathe here. Now remember, you can always skip chaturangas. You can do them on your knees. But if they're not available to you today or you just don't feel like it, don't worry about it. Do what feels right to you today. Go ahead and walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. Halfway lift as your inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold. Moving into chair pose once again. Sit the hips down, biceps by the ears. Soften your shoulders down your back. Beautiful. Hands come out in front of you. Breath in. And on your exhale, draw that right hand back. Finding a twist once again. Check in with the hips and knees. Make sure they're pointing straight ahead. Hands come back together. And then do the other side. Left hand back. Yes, good. Oh, I've got to sit a little deeper there. Come back to center. On your exhale, we find the airplane arms and chest, lifting through the chest. Neck is an extension of the spine here. Good. Rise up. Pull that right knee up and gently pulling it in. Gorgeous. Transitioning now into airplane pose. Good. So toes and fingers are active. That'll activate the full leg and the arms all the way up. Bend the standing leg. Bend it as much as you can and hover. Hold there. Breathe. And now a nice transition back into your crescent lunge. Back heel is lifted. Both hips point straight ahead. You're still breathing, right? Good. Reach the hands forward, and now left hand comes back. So we're twisting towards the bent knee, staying deep in that bended knee. Back leg is straight and strong. Press through the back heel. Excellent. Coming back to center now, and then lower all the way down. Moving into half splits on this side, Ardha Hanumanasana. So I've got the blocks again. Again, use whatever works for you or use nothing at all. Draw the chest towards your flexed toes. Press that left heel down and energetically drag it back, pulling the left hip back just a little bit. There it is. Good. And release that, coming into your crescent moon on this side, drawing the hips down and forward. Reach up, maybe the hands touch, maybe you find a back bend here, lifting the heart. And release. Hands to the mat, step it back, and chaturanga down. Good, upward facing dog, press the chest forward, and downward facing dog. Well done. Yeah, finding a little more depth here in that downward facing dog now. We've done it quite a few times. We should be heating up a little bit, or maybe a lot. Go ahead and walk your feet forward, coming to the top of your space once again. Halfway lift is your inhale. Exhale is a forward fold. Chair pose once again. Sit down deep. Good. Hands come forward. Vertical twist to the right, so reaching that right hand back. Back to center now, so we're moving a little quicker. Left hand comes back now. Good, back to center. Airplane the arms and chest, sitting deep. Inhale, rise up to standing, reaching that left leg up. This time you're gonna hold it into figure four. So cross that left ankle over the right knee. Sit down in your hips. Hands come together and you hinge slightly forward in the hips. Perhaps the elbows come to the ankle and knee, but we don't want to do that if it forces you to round your back. Releasing back up, reach that left knee up and step it back. Warrior one. Good, so warrior one is like crescent lunge, except it's probably a shorter stance. Back heel is down this time. All 10 toes point forward. Good. And now we'll move into a pyramid pose. So I need to shorten my stance and I like to use a block here, but that's your choice. Pull the right hip back so they're both pointing straight ahead and then reach forward as you hinge with that left hand. Good. Left hand finds the block or your foot or the ground. Rotating to the right here. Reach the right hand up. So this is revolved triangle. Good. Keep pressing the back heel down and leveling out through the hips. If it's too much to raise your top hand, feel free to bring it down and place the hand on your sacrum instead. Good. Release it down and get that block back out of the way. Good. Opening up now into warrior two. So we're going to lengthen the stance here to get into warrior two, lining up the front heel and back arch. Sit down deep here, lining up shoulders over hips. Activate all the way through the arms. Beautiful warrior two. Now straighten the front leg, finding triangle pose here. Pop that hip back, finding length all the way through the torso. Right hand comes down, left hand up. Yes. Be careful here not to rest into that right hand. Really want the core and all of the obliques, the abdominals, the hips, everything. I want everything working here. So we don't want to rest into that shin. Good. Release back up into reverse triangle. And hands to the mat. Step back, chaturanga. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful flow here. Reconnect with the breath if you lost it. On your exhale, make your way forward to the top of your mat. Halfway lift is your inhale. Exhaling, we fold. Chair pose again. Inhale. Good. Hold here. Exhale. Breath in, hands draw forward. And then breath out, we're going to rotate to the right, just like we've done here. Good. Inhale comes back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. And then airplane the arms and torso. Exhale. Inhale, we rise up, lifting the right knee this time. Yes. And then find your figure four. Right ankle over the left knee. Flex the right toes in. Hands to heart center and sit down. So imagine a chair behind you. You're kind of reaching for that chair. It's a little too far back. Remember to breathe. Excellent job. Release, rise up and make your way into warrior one. Good. So warrior one on this side might look a little different than it did on the other side. That's okay. Both hips point straight ahead. Good. Now we'll find our pyramid pose and revolve triangle on this side. So shorten the stance perhaps just a little bit. Both heels down. Pull the left hip back now as you reach forward and hinge at the hips. Right hand comes to the block, foot, shin, or floor. Rotate now to the right, so towards that front leg, or excuse me, to the left, towards the front leg, and reach the left hand up. Good. So each side is different. I need the block a little higher on this side in order to get into my twist and maintain the proper alignment. So be kind to your body, listen to what it needs. Go ahead and release, and then open up into warrior two on this side. Good. So take a moment, find the stance for this side. Stance should be much, much wider. Bend the front knee deeply. There it is. Soften through your shoulders and face. Remember to breathe. Triangle pose is next. Pop the hips back. Both legs are straight. Yeah, we got that nice long line from the crown of the head down to the back foot. And then arms at 6 and 12. Breathe slowly and deeply here. Well done. Your release is reverse triangle. Reach up and back. Good. Hands to the mat. Step it back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And go ahead and come down into child's pose here. So knees wide, toes together. Allow your torso to rest between your thighs. So this is an opportunity to really receive the benefits of the practice so far. To let go of anything that has been distracting you, anything that occurred in the first part of your practice. Let that go. As we get ready here to move into the second half of our practice, go ahead and release, come back into downward facing dog. Good. Finding that breath, nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Lift that right leg up and back. As you exhale, I want you to draw that right knee to right elbow or shoulder. Inhale, draw it up again. Exhale, cross your body to the left elbow. Good. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, step slowly through and step between your hands. Line up knee over ankle. Rise up into crescent lunge, so back heel is lifted. Now bend the back knee, barely touching the mat. Come right back up. Notice front knee stays the same. Bend the back knee. Good. Come up again. One more time. Bring it down. Good. Hold it and release into your crescent moon. So back knee is down. We're going to find a twist here. So hands to heart center, left elbow outside of the right knee. Drop those hips down, finding a gentle twist here. Now this is a pretty deep twist, so feel free instead, if it's too much, to take your hand to the outside of your thigh and find a twist there. Good. Breathing here. And release. Good. Step back into side plank now. So right arm reaches up. This time I want you to lift the top leg if you can. If it's not there for you, that's okay, but you're going to need it in just a second. Bend the knee, take hold of your knee with your right hand, and bring that right foot forward into a lunge. Good. We're going to find a runner's lunge here. So walk the right foot out to the outer edge of your mat. Back knee drops down. And you're going to really press on the inside of the right thigh, right knee to draw it out a little bit. So I turn to the side so you can see, and now I'm going back. There you go. And if it helps you can place a block under the left hand. It just brings the floor a little closer to you. Good. Now bend your back knee, reach back with the right hand. So we're finding a twist here again. Take hold of that foot and gently draw it in. Now pull your front knee in towards your body because it likes to go out. Pull it in towards your body. You'll get a little more intensity in the left quadricep and hip flexors. Good. And release. Well done. Hands to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Keep that right leg up. Bend your knee and open your hip here. So you're dropping that bent knee, open the toes towards your opposite shoulder. Now level out your shoulders just like they're still in down dog. Good. Release. Back to your downward facing dog. Good. Left leg comes up and back. Inhale. Exhale, draw left knee to left elbow or shoulder. Shoulders are over the wrists here. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, cross your body to the right elbow. Yes. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, step between your hands into a low lunge. Rise up into your crescent lunge. Back heel is lifted. Good. Now bend the back knee, barely touch. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend the knee. Front knee stays the same, don't straighten it. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. We're doing one extra one on this side. Bring it back down. And release. Good. Finding your twist on this side. So hands to heart center, right elbow to the left knee. Good. And then again, if it's too much, you can undo the hands here and just place your right hand outside of the left knee and find a more gentle twist. Whatever suits you and serves you the best here today in this practice. Always breathing. Good. Release. Finding a side plank now on the opposite side. Left arm reaches up. Perhaps we scissor the legs, lifting that top leg. Beautiful balance. Bend your knee. Take hold of the knee with the left hand and slowly draw it forward into a lunge. And toe heel that left foot out to the outside of your mat. Hands to the inside. Drop the back knee. Again, using a block if you need to, and then gently press your left knee open. Very gently here. We want to be kind to our hip joints. And then from here, bend your back knee, reach back with the left hand and take hold of that foot. You can always use a strap or a belt if you like to extend the arm. And then draw the front knee in towards your body. Don't let it splay open anymore. Breathe. Excellent work. Release. You can move that block out if you had it there before. Stepping back, downward facing dog with the left leg up. Now bend the knee, open your hips. So dropping those left toes towards the right shoulder. Level out your shoulders here. That left one will want to pop up, so lower it down. Good. And release. Back into your downward facing dog. Notice any changes from your down dog at the beginning of your practice. Go ahead and come forward to the top of your space. Feet are hip width apart. Halfway lift and forward fold. Sit your hips down. Utkatasana, chair pose. Once again, I'm turning my body just so you can see, but you can stay as you are. Hands come to heart center. As you inhale, I want you to hinge forward a little bit, and then exhale, we find a prayer twist to the right. So left elbow outside of the right knee. Now, I typically practice here with my knees apart. I find it to be more comfortable, but feel free to draw your knees together if you'd like. Then if you are ready for it, if it feels good to you, open your arms, reaching the left fingertips down, right fingertips up. One more breath here, and then release into a forward fold. Padahastasana. And take those first two fingers, wrap them around the big toe here, and find a forward fold. So with each inhale, I want you to get a little longer, almost like a halfway lift, and then exhale, gently draw your chest closer to the thighs. Be careful not to pull on the toes. Good. Hips come down, come back up into chair pose. Hands come to heart center. And now we'll twist to the opposite side. So we're twisting to the left here. Right elbow outside of the left knee. Again, these can be apart or together, your choice. I'm showing you the other option now. Check in with the knees. That left knee will want to, the right knee will want to come forward, so pull it back. Open your arms if you did so on the other side. Breathe. Good. If you open your arms, hands come back to heart center and release into a forward fold. Bring your feet hip width apart if they weren't already. And find chest expansion. Interlace the hands and lower that one fist towards the ground over your head. Opening up through the shoulders. Good. Release. And rise all the way up to standing. Good. So now we'll move into a balancing pose here in just a moment. First, we'll take in our practice for just a moment. Now we'll move into eagle pose, Garudasana. So right elbow comes under the left, crossing at the elbows, maybe again at the wrists, and then right leg comes up and over the left. You can wrap it around the shin as well if that's there for you. If not, you can just rest the foot next to the shin. Bring your elbows up, shoulders down. Draw the hands out away from your face. Good. Sit down as deeply as you can. Shoulders back over the hips. Now I want you to pull the elbows down into the chest. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, pull it down and squeeze. Good. Again, inhale, lift the elbows up, shoulders stay down. Exhale, pull the elbows down, squeeze, and then hinge forward at the hips. Now we're rounding through the back here, finding a compression in the belly, and release into a forward fold. Good. This time what I want you to do is take your hands under your heels. So you'll wrap your forearms behind the calves. Come to standing on the hands. You might need to bend your knees a whole lot to get there. And then maybe begin to lift the hips up a little bit as you draw your forehead into your shins. Again, no pulling on the hands. I don't want to force the bend here. You can always keep your knees bent as I have here. Good. And release. Coming back into standing. We'll prepare to do the other side now. Arms come out and then cross the left under the right. Sit down in your hips and cross the left over the right. Knees come back to midline here. Lift your elbows up, shoulders down. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see a different view here. Shoulders back over the hips. Good. Big breath in. On your exhale, draw the elbows down, squeeze the arms into the chest. Inhale, bring them back up. Exhale, pull it down. Again, inhale, elbows up, shoulders down. Exhale, pull the elbows down, squeeze. Now, hinge forward, rounding through the back, drawing the elbows in. Good. Gaze comes down. This can get a little wobbly. That's okay. Rise back up and release. Good. Wide leg forward fold. So bring your feet nice and wide. Hinge forward at the hips. Spine is long and straight here, so bend your knees if you would like to, or if that helps you keep your spine long. Take hold of the outside of your ankles. Press in on the ankles as the ankles push back out onto your hands. Good. Breathe. And release. Walk your hands forward to the front of your mat. Step your foot back, coming into a high plank. Now lower down onto the right forearm and then the left forearm. Back onto the right hand, left hand. We'll do that again. Right forearm, left forearm. Right hand, left hand. One more time. Right forearm, left forearm. Right hand, left hand. Now we're going to do the left side first. Left forearm, right forearm. Left hand, right hand. Again, left forearm, left forearm. Left hand, right hand. Left, right, left, right. Beautiful job. Downward facing dog. Good. Go ahead and come down onto the knees. Have a seat back. Come into embryo pose. We're going to give those shoulders a nice rest here. Give the whole body a rest. Again, receiving the benefits of the postures we've been practicing. Allowing our breath to slow down once again. And release. Downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up and back. On your exhale, draw the right knee to right elbow. We've done this before. Right leg up and back. Now cross it to the left elbow. Good. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, step it between the hands, low lunge. Breath in. On your exhale, standing splits. We're not here for very long. Draw the forehead towards your shin. Now bend your lifted leg. Reach back with the right hand and take hold of the top of your foot. Bend your standing leg and slowly rise up into reverse dancers. Good. Breathe. Yes. This can be really challenging. If you lose your balance, try to come back in. Release into warrior 3. Biceps by the ears, palms face one another. If this is too much, you can always move into airplane. Hands to hips, chamber left knee behind the right, squat down. Inhale, straighten both legs, reach the left leg out. Exhale, chamber it down again. Jiva squats here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chamber, hold, breathe. You've got this. And release. Beautiful job. Finding a seated twist here. So right ankle outside of the left knee. Both knees are bent. And bring that right glute down to the mat. Cross the left forearm around the bent knee. Right hand comes to the ground behind you. Get tall first as you breathe in, and then as you breathe out, gently twist to the right. If you can't get both glutes down onto the mat, try straightening the bottom leg. That should help. Beautiful job. Release. Go ahead and take your hand over your foot here, over that right foot. Straighten the leg, and then reach back. Good. So left hand has hold of the right foot, right hand reaches back. Yeah, getting a little bit into that IT, that outer thigh again. Beautiful. Go ahead and release. Hands to the mat. Step back. Downward facing dog. Excellent job. Find your breath again. Left leg comes up, inhale. Exhale, left knee to left shoulder. Inhale, bring it up again. Exhale, bring it to the right shoulder. Good. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, gently step through into a low lunge. Good. Standing splits. Forehead towards the shin. Level out your hips. Now bend your right knee. Reach back with the left hand and take hold of your foot over the top. Bend the standing leg a lot as you slowly rise up. Find a gaze. Keep it right there. That'll help you with your balance. And kick into your hand. Beautiful job. Release the foot. Find warrior 3. Yep, you're almost there. Well done. Hands to the hips. Jiva squats now. Right knee chambers behind the left. Then straighten both legs. Exhale, chamber it down. Bend both knees. Inhale, straighten the legs. One more time. Exhale, hold here. Hold. Stay deep in your lunge. Good. Release it down into a seated twist. Whew, that was intense. So now left ankle outside of the right knee. Both knees are bent, or again, if you need to, straighten the bottom leg in order to get both glutes down onto the mat. Right hand wraps around that left knee. Left hand comes behind you on the mat. Inhale, you get tall first, and then exhale, gently rotate to the left. Breathing here. And release. Now take hold of the top of your left foot with the right hand. So you grab the pinky toe side here, straighten the leg, and then reach back with the left hand. Staying nice and tall through the torso. Good. This is where a strap comes in handy if you have that available to you. And release. Good. Hands to the mat, step it back, downward facing dog, and breathe. Come forward to a high plank and then lower all the way to your belly. Moving into Dhanurasana, floor bow. First set, we'll keep the knees and quads on the ground here. So reach back, take hold of your feet, grabbing from the outside. Start by lifting the chest and then kick into the feet here, keeping the thighs and knees pressing down into the mat. Good. Opening up through the chest. And release. Beautiful job. Left ear to the mat. Feels good here for me just to sort of rock my hips side to side, loosening it up in there. The second set of floor bow, we will lift the thighs up. Now, if you have a knee injury or knee pain with that, I want you to keep your thighs pressing down for this set. All right, go ahead and reach back for the feet. Kick into the hands, lift the chest, and if it's there for you, lift the thighs as well. Roll slightly forward, breathe. Gaze is down and slightly in front of you, so the neck is a natural extension of the spine, and release. Opposite ear to the mat. Shake out the hips a little bit. Good. Let's come on up into seated. And then all the way down onto your back. Yeah, pull those knees in, giving a little squeeze. Forehead to the knees if you can. Just really rolling up into a little ball and release. Coming into bridge pose here. Feet hip width apart. Tuck the tailbone as you begin to lift it up. Good. I like to walk my shoulders in here as much as I can, creating a little lift for the neck, maybe interlacing the hands. Draw the chin away from the chest as you keep tucking the tailbone so it's pointing towards the backs of your knees. Yeah, breathe. No looking around in this posture. I want to protect your neck. And then release. Top, middle, and then low back. Walk your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Let your knees fall together at the center, releasing the low back. You can goal post your arms as I've done here, or place one hand on the heart, one in the belly. The second set, you can repeat bridge pose, or I'm going to guide you through wheel pose, or Urdhva Hands by the ears, fingertips point towards the shoulders, elbows point up. Come to the top of the head first, draw the elbows in, and then press up. Good. Press the chest past the shoulders, lifting through the heart as you press into your feet. Remember to breathe here. Remember, if this is not available for you, bridge pose can be repeated. It's a great alternative. And as you release down, I want you to tuck your chin and then lower top, middle, and then low back. Again, knees stay bent. Walk the feet to the outer edges. Let the knees come together at the middle. Perhaps close your eyes or just soften your gaze here. Take a moment with this posture. And release. Bring the legs straight up here. So this is legs up a wall pose. So if you have a neck injury, I want you to stay like this, or you can move your legs actually up a wall. The other option is shoulder stand. Now for shoulder stand, you're going to bring your hands to your low back. Walk the shoulders in again, just like you did in bridge, creating a shelf for the back of the neck. Chin is near the chest, but pulling it slightly away. And then stack the feet over the knees, knees over the hips, hips over the shoulders. Please continue to support your back and only look up at the ceiling here at your toes. Don't look around. Good. Breaths may be a little bit smaller here. That's okay. If it feels good to you, go ahead and bend your knees and bring them around your ears. We're sort of closing and folding everything in. Good. And then release, rolling down. Pull the right knee in, left leg long on the mat. Shift your hips over to the right and find a supine twist. We complete the twist by gazing over the right shoulder. That right shoulder should be on the mat, so if it's lifting, come out of your twist just a little bit, so that it reconnects. Release, come back to center. Pull both knees in for a moment and then keep the left knee in, right leg long on the mat. Pull the knee up to the shoulder outside of the rib cage. Shift the hips over to the left and then bring that left knee over, finding your twist on this side now. Staying with your breath even here in the stillness. And release. Let's give one more big squeeze here. Pull everything in. Get as compact as you can here. And then as you're ready, go ahead and release into your Shavasana for today. Let your feet come out a little bit, toes roll out, palms face up. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. Please stay here as long as your schedule permits. Relax and enjoy the space. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.